What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo. We're here at Real to talk to you about the Appletree Malus Domestica. Is that right? Malus Domestica. I mean, what is a Malus Domestica? I don't know. These guys are Dutchies. They make sense to them. Doesn't make sense to me. But this board's definitely a really cool board and is a lot of fun. When I look at this board here, I was like, what do you have going on there? So Appletree is making boards that are very unique, and it starts with the blanks of which they use. They're making all their own blanks, and they've got some proprietary construction that is allowing them to make boards that, kitesurf boards that are not breaking. So their team riders are boosting these like giant airs, flying through the air, landing both feet right in the center, whammo, no breakage. And which is pretty insane because the height of the tricks they're doing, the competitors that they're going against, their competitors are going out and busting a dozen boards in a competition, and they take one and they don't break it. It's just crazy how strong these things are. Starts with that proprietary blank that they're making, fully waterproof blank, really, really high quality foam. And then what they do is they vacuum bag all the materials on there, and they leave it vacuum bagged for 24 hours without putting anything in it. So they just suck all the air out. And when they're putting in these different layers, they got carbon strips, they've got this crazy little hex core stuff that's like super strong. They've got these inlays that go underneath the areas where you're gonna have a lot of the compaction happening. And they put all that stuff, including the fin boxes, lay it up and suck all the air out for at least 24 hours. Then when they infuse the resin goes to every single pore of everything that's in there. So it fully fuses, whoa, flying away here. So it fully fuses the materials to the core. So you're not getting any delam or anything. And even on their other full carbon boards, you're not getting delam. You leave in the sun, it doesn't need a vent plug because it's not gonna pop because it's fused to the blank. It's just a really, really interesting construction that they've come up with. And that's what, the feel is really unique because of the core and because of the construction. It makes for a really damp, easy ride. The other thing that makes this thing damp is all this crazy channeling in the bottom. So the Malus Domestica is kind of your free ride kitesurf board, made for flat water tricks, small waves. Where it doesn't excel is waves that have some good punch. I really enjoyed it riding in flat water or small kind of onshore waves. Once I got into a head high wave that was throttling, I felt that the board really couldn't bite down in the rail, but it's not really designed for that. It does have nice thin rails, so it edges well, but it basically, this design makes for a pretty flat section between here and here. So I found that on really steep waves where I was trying to bury the rail, it just couldn't get that traction. Part of it was that I'm riding a 5.2. The 5.2 that I have here, this is a custom. This is their white line setup. So basically white line is just their stock board, same construction, but if you want to get a color, different fin boxes, you can go with a custom setup. But I got this board here, I've been riding, it's a 5.2, I'm 165 pounds. I actually really like the 5.1 a lot better. It just is, like a little bit narrower, a little thinner. So on those steeper days, I can hold on, and this board has been a great travel board. So this comes in a 5.3, a 5.2, and a 5.1. 5.3 is kind of that stable platform, really balanced and easy. It's good for kind of all levels of riders, but mostly on the larger size. I'd say, that 5.3 is, unless you're a beginner, you want to be kind of 185 pounds or more. The 5.2, which are these two here, you want to kind of be in that 165 to 200 pound range, 205 pounds. And then the 5.1, you want to be 175 or smaller. With this board here, you're getting 5 fin boxes in it. I found that the tri-fin setup makes it feel really stiff. Quad fin setup makes it feel a lot looser, just brings the fins out to the tail. They do this cool thing is they make this one of their kind of noseless boards, but it still has a nose on it, right? So they basically take a board that's got, like this is normally would be, this 5.2 I think would be like a 5.9 or something like that. They chop down the nose, put a ton of rocker in it so you're not gonna purl. They wanna have the low swing weight of a short board, but they don't like those full chop nose boards because the chop nose boards, you just stack it into the wave in front of you a lot of times when you're coming off the top. At least I do. Again, their pros probably won't, but so this board is really nice because you don't purl. You can have a short swing weight and can really whip it around, but also you're not gonna purl with that nose. So the Malus Domestica is a really cool board. We're psyched to have these boards in line because the construction is second to none. Just as a quick aside, this board I travel with all winter. I actually smashed the crap out of it right here. This whole thing got just completely compressed in from an engine behind a boat tender. I was like, oh, there goes that board. put the engine back up, it fully reformed. I can barely feel that. There is a crack right in the rail there, but it's not gonna take on water because it's fully waterproof. So I've had that crack in the rail for 4 months now. I've been riding this board like crazy. No issues at all. I do like the WMFG pads on there. This one's a groove traction. Gives you a little traction, a little extra. I like that full length traction instead of the wax so it doesn't slide off. These are non-inserted boards, so learn to ride strapless because it's way cooler than ride with straps. I don't care what Kevin Langery's got to say about it. If you want to get more reviews, go to realwatersports.com or give us a call to shop. 252-987-6000. See you guys on the water.